stands in relation to the physical body as the physical sun to the solar system. This central point of heat radiates in all directions, using the spinal column as its main artery, but working in close connection with certain central ganglia, wherever located, and having a special association with the spleen. Chart I. Evolution of matter. In the etheric body, which is an exact replica of its denser counterpart, we have the organ of active, or radiatory fire, and, as is well known, the vehicle of prana. Its function is to store up the rays of radiatory light and heat which are secured from the sun, and to transmit them, via the spleen, to all parts of the physical body. Hence in the future it will come to be recognized that the spine and the spleen are of the utmost importance to the physical well-being of man, and that when the spinal column is duly adjusted and aligned, and when the spleen is freed from congestion and in a healthy condition, there will be little trouble in the dense physical body. When the physical furnace burns brightly and when the fuel of the body, pranic rays, is adequately assimilated, the human frame will function as desired. The subject of the blending of these two fires, which is complete in a normal and healthy person, should engross the attention of the modern physician. He will then concern himself with the removal of nerve congestion, or material congestion, so as to leave a free channel for the inner warmth. This blending, which is now a natural and usual growth in every human being, was one of the signs of attainment or of initiation in an earlier solar system. Just as initiation and liberation are marked in this solar system by the blending of the fires of the body, of the mind and of the spirit, so in an earlier cycle attainment was marked by the blending of the latent fires of matter with the radiatory, or active fires, and then their union with the fires of mind. In the earlier period the effects in manifestation of the divine flame were so remote, and deeply hidden as to be scarcely recognizable, though dimly there. Its correspondence can be seen in the animal kingdom, in which instinct holds the intuition in latency, and the spirit dimly overshadows. Yet all is part of a divine whole. The subject of the radiatory heat of the macrocosmic and microcosmic systems will be dealt with in detail in a later subdivision. Here we will only deal with the latent interior fire of the A. Sunday B. Planet. C. Man. D. Atom. We must remember that in both the astral and the mental sheaths there exist the counterparts of the centers, as found in the physical body. These centers concern matter and its evolution. One fundamental statement can be laid down anent the internal fires of all these four: sun, planet, man, and atom. There exists in the sun, in the planet, in man, and in the atom, a central point of heat, or, if I might use so limiting and inappropriate a term, a central cavern of fire, or nucleus of heat, and this central nucleus reaches the bounds of its sphere of influence. Its ring pass not by means of the threefold channel. 1717. The divine essence that, pervading the entire universe of millions of solar systems, is caught up by our sun and passed out in the manifested form to the utmost boundaries of our solar system, so that this manifested essence may be the basic soil of the growth, preservation and destruction of our worlds. That divine essence is simple nadam of our yogic philosophy, and that nadam or om subsequently manifests itself as 7 streams. The unmanifested is manifested by, or born by the subsequent ramifications. These streams are the 7 vowels or 7 notes. These 7 vowels and notes must have special correlations with the 7 Vedic meters, since in the Vishnu Purana, Parasura describes the Vedic meters as the coursers of the solar essence. Some thoughts on the Gita, p. 74.17a. The Sunday within the sun, right at its very heart, is a sea of fire or heat, but not a sea of flame. Herein may lie a distinction that perhaps will convey no meaning to some. It is the center of the sphere, and the point of fiercest internal burning, but has little relation to the flames, or burning gases, whatever terms you care to use, that are generally understood to exist whenever the sun is considered. It is the point of fiercest incandescence, and the objective sphere of fire is but the manifestation of that internal combustion. This central heat radiates its warmth to all parts of the system by means of a triple channel, or through its rays of approach, which in their totality express to us the idea of the heat of the sun. 1. The akasha, itself vitalized matter, or substance animated by latent heat. 2. Electricity, substance of one polarity, and energized by one of the three aspects logoic. To express it more occultly, substance showing forth the quality of the cosmic Lord whose energy it is. 3. Light rays of pranic aspect, some of which are being now recognized by the modern scientist. They are but aspects of the latent heat of the sun as it approaches the earth by a particular line of least resistance. When the term channel or ray of approach is used, it means approach from the center of solar radiation to the periphery. What is encountered during that approach, such as planetary bodies, for instance, will be affected by the akashic current, the electrical current, or the pranic current in some way, but all of these currents are only the internal fires of the system, when viewed from some other point in universal, though not solar, space. It is, therefore, obvious that this matter of fire is as complex as that of the rays. The internal fires of the solar system become external and radiatory when considered from the standpoint of a planet, while the internal fires of the planet will affect a human being as radiation in exactly the same way as the pranic emanations of his etheric body affect another physical body as radiatory. The point to be grasped in all these aspects is that one and all have to do with matter or substance, and not with mind or spirit. Be the planet. Deep in the heart of the planet, such a planet as the Earth, for instance, are the internal fires that occupy the central sphere, or the caverns which filled with incandescent burning make life upon the globe possible at all. The internal fires of the moon are practically burned out, and, therefore, she does not shine save through a reflection, having no inner fire to blend and merge with light external. These inner fires of the earth can be seen functioning, as in the sun, through three main channels. 1. Productive substance, or the matter of the planet vitalized by heat. This heat and matter together act as the mother of all that germinates, and as the protector of all that dwells therein and thereon. This corresponds to the akasha, the active vitalized matter of the solar system, that nourishes all as does a mother. 2. Electrical fluid, a fluid which is latent in the planet though as yet but little recognized. It is perhaps better expressed by the term, animal magnetism. It is the distinctive quality of the atmosphere of a planet, or its electrical ring pass not. It is the opposite pole to the solar electrical fluid, and the contact of the two and their correct manipulation is the aim perhaps unrealized of all scientific endeavor at this time. 3. That emanation of the planet which we might term planetary prana. It is that which is referred to when one speaks of the health-giving qualities of Mother Nature, and which is back of the cry of the modern physician, when he wisely says, "Back to the earth." It is the fluidic emanation of this prana which acts upon the physical body, though in this case not via the etheric body. It is absorbed through the skin purely, and the pores are its line of least resistance. See the man. At the base of the spine lie the fires of the human system, or the internal fires of the microcosm. The center is located there, and from it the radiations go forth along the three channels, recognizable in the spine. 1. Bodily warmth, the channel along which the heat radiates and which finds the goal of its attention to be the heating of the corporeal frame. This vitalization of the dense matter of the body finds its correspondence in the systemic akasha, and in planetary productive substance. 2. nervous response. This is the vitalizing tenuous fluid, which applies itself to the stimulation of the nervous centers, and which creates electrical response to contact between the nerves and the brain. It should now be more closely studied. It corresponds to systemic electricity, and to planetary electricity. 3. Pranic emanation. The emanation, via the etheric body, which corresponds in man to solar prana and to planetary prana. This demonstrates principally in the health aura and has not to do with magnetic qualities, as generally interpreted, when considering a personality, or man as a unit. I make this repetition as it is very necessary that no mental confusion exists between that magnetism which is a spiritual emanation, and that which is purely animal. It might be wiser to point out that this triple manifestation of fire demonstrates in the astral and mental bodies likewise, having to do with the substance of those bodies. We might express this fire in its triple manifestation as the sum total of the essential fire, or life activity of the third logos. It should be carefully borne in mind that the manifestation of the work of the three logoi is the expression of the mind of some cosmic entity. In the same way, the 7 planetary entities, the 7 heavenly men, are 7 logoi, likewise cosmic beings, who in their totality form the body of the threefold logos. We have, therefore, 1. The undifferentiated logos, a cosmic entity. 2. The logos, threefold in manifestation. A. The cosmic lord of willpower. B. The cosmic lord of love and wisdom. C. The cosmic lord of active intelligence. 3. The triple logos, sevenfold in manifestation, i.e. the 7 planetary logoi. 18 esoteric writings. As a general rule, whenever 7 entities are mentioned in the ancient occult science of India in any connection whatsoever, you must suppose that those 7 entities came into existence from 3 primary entities and that these 3 entities again are evolved out of a single entity or monad. To take a familiar example, the 7 color rays in the solar ray are evolved out of 3 primary color rays. And the 3 primary colors coexist with the 4 secondary colors in the solar ray. Similarly, the 3 primary entities which brought man into existence coexist in him with the 4 secondary entities, which arose from different combinations of the 3 primary entities. In Christian terminology, these are the 3 persons of the Trinity, and the 7 spirits which are before the throne. Compare, our God is a consuming fire. Hep. December 29, 1819. Esoteric Buddhism, and after having set the evolutionary current in motion, retired to the spiritual plane congenial to its own nature, and has been watching, since over the interests of humanity, and now and then appearing in connection with the human individuality for the good of mankind. Or you may look upon the Logos represented by Krishna as one belonging to the same class as the Logos which so appeared. In speaking of himself, Krishna says, chap. X, verse 6. The 7 great rishis, the 4 preceding manas, partaking of my nature were born from my mind. From them sprang, was born, the human race and the world. He speaks of the Sapta